What's up, guys? So today I learned how to play Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Mobile. There are tutorials. If you look it up, the first one works. It's going to be telling you to get this app called Tic Tac or some shit. I don't know. Regardless, don't get that. Look in the description. He has a link so you can download it. And then once you download it, it's all good. So yeah, figure out how to get this, and I'm going to be showing you some gameplay today. So yeah, have a good one. What's up, guys? So in this video today, like I said, we're going to be doing some Rainbow Six gameplay. I'm really excited to start the game. So yeah. So the first thing that I noticed is it's a lot better in terms of graphics quality than Call of Duty Mobile. And I think it's just because they're bringing over a lot more than Rainbow Six is, or Rainbow Six is a native app, just like how Call of Duty Mobile is a native app versus Warzone trying to be a port. And I think I'm going to be doing a lot more of this, in the meantime, until Call of Duty kind of gets it together. And yeah. So I am also trying to do a better job of pausing. But there are some times, and what I'm saying is I can pause the video while recording so we can skip the areas. There are some times in the video where I either forget to pause or record, so just keep that in mind. But for the most part, it's good to go. And so, for instance, the first thing that I like about this is I do like how you pick your characters. It seems like you can't change what gun the class has, I guess you call, or the operator has. You can only really change attachments. And I haven't really gotten any attachments unlocked yet. I think that's something that just comes with time. Or maybe I need to literally click and unlock them somehow. But this is my first time ever playing this game. So keep that in mind. I think also I was very confident in the beginning, and that slowly slipped, as you will see. But I also like giving you guys the most authentic gameplay that I can, because not every single person is going to be the best. You're not going to have the best games. And I feel like what streamers do, or not streamers, but just YouTubers in general, they'll only put their highlights up to make themselves look really good, when in reality, it's just you're not going to have a good game every single time. And I feel like I want to give you guys that genuine experience, so you guys don't feel like you're just like watching somebody who's like amazing at this game, and it's like they never screw up or anything, and it's just not true at all. And so yeah. So the first thing that I do like is I like how this bank just looks very nice. And as you can see here, I am learning how to play this for sure. There's a barricade button in the right, and I obviously throw that up now, but then I feel like later on I wouldn't make that mistake, just because I'd rather barricade something where my teammate isn't barricaded into a room. It kind of isolates him, so yeah. But I felt like this room was maybe the best choice. I also just kind of liked it in here. If you'll notice the ray tracing, if you saw as I walked by, the sign even like reflects, and I think that just looks really good. These games, like this does feel like a mobile game, but at the same time they kind of have a nice balance. It doesn't feel as bad as Call of Duty Mobile when considering how small things feel, which is nice. I think they did a better job with that. Here I should have already adjusted my sensitivity, just because as you can see, I was trailing that guy. And I don't really want to be doing that. But yeah, initially I kind of think that, see, I'm looking at like a yellow dot, and I'm trying to see where the guy is. And I was also trying to figure out where he was. So yeah, knocked him down and won that match. So it's pretty good. And if you guys like what you see so far, please remember to hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe. I'll leave a comment. I'll definitely reply to as many comments as I can, most likely all of them. But yeah, and I decided to pick somebody new, just to kind of change it up a bit and get like a different experience and or feel of the gameplay, pretty much. Yeah. Throughout this, I do go ahead and make sure the quality is at its peak. I either did that before I recorded this, or I do this in the middle. But yeah, as you can see right here, we have these little, they look like hoverboards, to be honest, but what they are is a little like remote control drone thing. Not drones, but little remote control RC things. And they either find the bomb, or they pretty much locate, or they don't find the bomb, excuse me. I'm still learning, obviously, but as you can see, I'm still learning how to drive the vehicle as well. Because because I ran into the wall. But yeah, these basically locate enemies. And it's kind of nice you have an ability to sort of reveal them in the beginning, because I feel like defending it is a little bit different and easier than the other way around. But yeah, I kind of like how easy it was for me to get this game as well. I didn't really have to rely on any kind of VPNs or anything to get it. It was just to download, which is nice. Here I realized I can rappel, so I believe I decided to rappel up. But yeah. I also like how the weapons feel. They feel like when you're reloading, they keep the weight of the gun in mind. And as you can see, just the movements are slower and they're not super fast paced. Like you could reload quickly, of course, for I guess like a really light gun, but in reality, not all guns are super light, and so I think it does a really good job. Or like for instance, like his movement, it feels like the gun is pretty heavy. It reminds me of like the movement you see when you're playing Battlefield or something like that. It's kind of how the gun in the hands looks like. It feels almost, if that makes sense. I'm right now I'm looking for that enemy to go and heal him, or excuse me, my teammate. I'm looking to go and heal him. So yeah.
Securing the container. Hold this position.
They do a good job of putting a lot of like layers to this building. There's like multiple levels, and it's kind of easy to get lost, and I almost like that because it adds this element of difficulty that I really wouldn't find in another game, and I like the challenge of that. As you can see right here, we eventually found the teammate, and yeah, we revived him, and he is good to go. And so I also like this. Like as you can see, the walls are damaged, and it's not just like barricades. You can actually damage walls themselves, and I think that that's really sick. I think that this whole storming into a bank kind of thing is a really cool idea. Most of the gameplay in this video is going to be on that anyway, but it was pretty exciting to win that game. 2-0, which is pretty sick. So overall review of the bank map, I really enjoy it. There's another map that I actually end up playing on, but this one is probably my favorite, just because I haven't really seen any kind of bank style map in general, and this is maybe just because I haven't played Rainbow Six before, but fortunately thankfully for a YouTube subscriber down below, I believe, I forgot the name. He's a cool dude though. He recommended trying to play this, and so fortunately for him, I realized you can get this early and things like that, and yeah, because I'm playing, so I really appreciate that. This is also just like a really good game. I even like the menus and everything like that. I think that they just look fantastic. They did a really good job. It seems like they also have multiple of those battle pass type things. You know what I'm saying? There's one, but it feels like there's more like progressive things to unlock, and I kind of like that. I like having little goals to work towards, to where you don't really run out, and they always add something new to work towards. I feel like that like adds an element to the game that's actually really enjoyable. Versus the latter, where it's not necessarily the case. And obviously the latter, just basically being that, if we didn't have this in the game, it wouldn't be as fun, at least to me. But yeah, they also do a good job of keeping it simple and not having a bunch of pop-ups in your face. Like Call of Duty Mobile, for instance, has so many pop-ups. You open that thing up and like immediately 6 menus pop up, and it's like, holy crap, dude, I'm just trying to play this game. Like, chill out, you know what I mean? It's like, damn. But yeah, so let's see here. And in this one too, hopefully you guys like the audio of the actual gunfire and gameplay. I'm trying to put that through the Adobe podcast processor too, to see if it sounds better. If I didn't do anything, it didn't really sound that much different, and I kept the same. But as I'm recording this right now, I'm going over my video, and yeah. So this is one of those spots where I had mentioned that I didn't pause where I should have. So apologies when it comes to that. But yeah, if you guys have any game suggestions, let me know below, and leave a comment. I will absolutely go ahead and try that. Preferably first-person shooters, just because I really enjoy those, and preferably like AAA titles like Rainbow Six, Call of Duty, things like that. If I miss one that's a AAA title, let me know. And yeah, and then yeah, so 0-0, best of 3. We're playing team deathmatch this time. I decided to switch it up. I kind of like that there's 3 rounds of team deathmatch because it sort of makes the game feel longer. I did like a DEF recruit. Maybe that's, I can't tell if it's like a defensive recruit or if it's like the DEF is like the agency name, and you're like the noob pretty much. But yeah, it's interesting seeing the different characters. I kind of like the guys on the left with the looks like gas is coming out of whatever he has in his hand. That's pretty sick. So like, look at that. Look at like the counter, for instance. This is random, but oh, this is, yeah, this is where I change up the quality, or at least I try to make it, or excuse me, this is the sensitivity. It was pretty low. I'm gonna go and adjust those other ones outside the video, but for now, I really just kind of like not having any kind of lag when I was moving my my finger left or right, and yeah. So this looks like kind of like a UMP, and I really enjoy that gun. And yeah, so like look at the floor as well. Look how shiny it is, dude. Like they make this feel like a actual bank, and it's funny too. Like of course it's granite, but sometimes banks will make it like look nice, and below it's just wood, and they kind of, I feel like, are playing at that, which is pretty sweet. They have like the old computer monitors that you saw there as well. But yeah, I don't know. One of these games I actually died before the end, but let's see here. Maybe this is one of the ones, at least initially, where I do decent. Yeah, so I think I took that guy's kill 100%. But still, I really like this little kitchen area too. It's pretty sick. So I can't tell if I took the guy out or not, but I think I could go back because it looks like I downed him. I don't know if I actually killed him. But yeah, as you can see in my setup, I have like there's like a location indicator and things like that. And I get this sweet 2-piece right here. It's pretty dope. There's a grenade and a stun grenade or a flash grenade. There's like a knife. There's all like the typical buttons. And fortunately, I was able to map the aiming and the firing. But personally, you don't really. Oh yeah, see, I died early, and that was a bit unfortunate. I think here too. Actually, never mind. This isn't that. This is team deathmatch. Sometimes I forget what I'm playing. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so that was the first death. It was kind of a little devastating. I was like, damn, dude, like this was sick, and I'm not undefeated anymore. But that's okay. I do like how there's that outline around the characters too. I think it's pretty sick. But yeah, here, I believe it was difficult for me to find him. I couldn't necessarily see. Okay, there he is. There we go. We got him. I initially couldn't see where he was. I was kind of a little confused. But yeah. So there's a guy right there, and then we took him out. So I don't know if there are kill streaks in this game, but yeah, this was my second death of the game. Something I wish is I could just skip the kill cam immediately. I think Call of Duty should do that too. I don't really want to rewatch myself dying. Like they're really rubbing in the whole you got killed thing, and I think they should give us a little bit of a break, especially if you're like really trying to do well. But yeah, I don't know how many kills I got that game, but we did win at least that round, which is pretty nice. And guys, as time goes, I'm going to be able to get Adobe Podcast, which is going to allow me to kind of edit out the ums and uhs and things like that. And it'll make the audio a little bit shorter, which will be good to go. I think it keeps the length too, so if you're trying to sync it to a video, it's really easy. But yeah, so even things like the floor looks really good. This feels like late PS3 graphics, to be honest. It could be PS4. I could be wrong, but it feels like because there's not like a lot of like distinct elements in the room, there's not like a bunch of stuff to knock around. I feel like because of that, the game is like a little bit lighter. But yeah, like I said, guys, I really enjoy one, this game, but two, yeah, dude, another death. I was just like, bro, what's going on, man? But you can't win them all. You know what I mean? Can't win them all. Yeah, as you guys can see here, I'm looking for an enemy. Sometimes they're difficult to find, or they kind of change routes, or they end up looking for me, right? So when I'm looking for them, we keep looking for each other where we just were. So it's a bit of a circle, but yeah, eventually I do find somebody. I believe he's right around the corner. That was a little cheap. I kind of feel like he should have killed me there, just because it seemed like he had a lot more shots on me, and then I came and just had like one shot, and that was a bit unfair. I think what they're gonna do as time goes on with this game is kind of balance the game out. But yeah, hopefully they don't do the thing that Call of Duty does. So apparently Call of Duty, at least in the online version, what they do is they increase the difficulty of the players and give them like more health when you get better or you're doing better. So it essentially like just knocks you back down a notch. You know what I mean? Whereas it takes like 6 or 7 bullets to kill somebody, it'll be like 1 or 2 for somebody who's like brand new. And I think what they do is they're trying to get people like who are brand new to the game. They're trying to give them like an easier time, I guess. But doing that doesn't really do them any justice, because I feel like um, if you suck and you're around a bunch of people who are much better than you, there's 2 things that happen: either quit or you see. I'm glad there's some friendly fire because I totally took the guy out. Same with the guy in the beginning. I feel like what they do is people will either quit or they're going to. Yeah, that was another death. A bit unfortunate. They're going to quit or they're gonna push and they're gonna try to get better. And I think doing that's going to increase the competition online, especially, and it'll make Call of Duty more appealing. I think that there should be an even playing field, and even if you're better, that's not necessarily something that should be done. We shouldn't, like, I don't know. I think they might have been doing this because people were being or they were getting upset about things like spawn trapping or dying immediately, or just like, dying super fast in Call of Duty Vanguard. And I think what Call of Duty Vanguard was doing was that they weren't allowing the whole nerfing to happen of your player if you get a lot of good games in a row, or if you're a higher level, or things like that, or if they just know you have a better KD. I think they base it off of that, but yeah, still, it is a bit rigged. But fortunately, here we do win, which is pretty nice, if I do say so myself. Yeah, so another flawless victory. They may really make you feel good with these terms. They're like, flawless victory. You did so good. It was absolutely perfect. But yeah, if you guys see me in video games, I'm so in old school RuneScape, I like deleted all my characters except for my Iron Man, because I feel like that's the most legitimate way that I can play without using any kind of trading or anything, and it really forces me to get to know the game instead of just sitting in the Grand Exchange the entire time, which is what I do when I'm on an account that isn't that. But it also removes the desire to do micro purchases, because you can't do anything, you can't buy gold or anything like that. So that is also another thing. Yeah, if you guys have an ability to sort of like knock yourself down a peg in terms of like your ability to do things easily in games, I feel like you should, because it presents a new challenge and something different. And it kills boredom. I feel like when you get bored of a game, it's just because you have a setting too easy. I'd rather be mad at a game and not doing well than playing a game where it just seems super easy and like there's no challenge or anything like that. Like, I want a challenge when I play games, and so I'm okay with like losing. I was 1v1ing this person. I joined the clan recently. My wife roasted me because she said, as a white person, I probably shouldn't be saying the word clan, which is pretty funny. But I joined a clan in Call of Duty Mobile recently, and I was playing versus somebody who's a really good sniper. She's like very good, and I won the first game, had some confidence, and then I don't know what happened, but then I lost like every single game since then. But what that did is it forced me to get better, and I eventually tied again, but it was pretty rough. Big knock to the confidence. But you need to, like, me included when I say you, but I think the best thing you can do is you can learn how to lose, like, gracefully. It's a cringy ass word, but it's true. Like, like losing in that way and being okay with losing, it's really going to make you better, because how are you going to get better if you're just mad that you didn't do well? Like, that doesn't make any sense. You can be mad in the moment that you did well, but if it's going to cause you to not play somebody or just try and put yourself around people who make you look better, like, that's dumb. Like, I feel like that's stupid. It's better to be a completely average player playing everybody versus a good player playing select players and trying to basically control the environment to make yourself look good. Like, that is not a way to play, because eventually, how would you know if you actually are good? One, if you don't play the best competition there is, and two, how do you know you're not going to do better than everybody else if you played the regular competition? And yeah, so here towards the end, I definitely I don't know if this is it or not, but I run into an issue where don't press play when I'm playing, and then the only option for the game for me to show is actually other players playing. So there are going to be a few instances where I'm not playing, but there are some players playing. And yeah, one thing I wish we could do too is I wish we could add our own like photos into the like in your profile picture thing in here, how it just says this. It's like a little icon instead of an actual photo. Like, see the guys, it's a 6. It's in like the left corner. I wish I could change that to a profile picture myself. Maybe that's something they'll implement in the end. But yeah, that's somebody actually using explosives and things like that. And I think that as I play this game and get a little better, obviously I'm going to be making a decision and doing that. But yeah, so this is like exactly what I was saying where I died, but I really wanted to switch it up too. But yeah, as you can see, it also gives you I guess like the perspective of somebody that's like a different character with a different gun. So he has a 416C. It looks kind of like a submachine gun type deal. And then yeah, there's like I really like, for instance, the barbed wire. I think that's awesome. You'll see me a little bit later lining up the door with barbed wire. I think that's just completely awesome, and it's great, honestly. Yeah, so we got excuse me, he got a kill there. As if I did that. Yeah, he did that. That was pretty sweet. It shows you like the ability to kind of peek around the corner, but we did take the L. It's no big deal. It does hurt a little bit, but I could have been alive a little longer to help my team out. So yeah, so we got I think this is also where I pause the video and then I don't play it when I'm actually playing. So I don't know if this is the part, but it might be the part. That, or we could have breezed right over it. But yeah, either one. Yeah, so hopefully with time too, get to unlock the other operators with different guns. I think it's also makes this game kind of a bit different than the rest of the shooters because the other shooters let you change your gun no matter what operator you have, and that's cool, but this definitely differentiates it because it locks you into picking a certain person for a specific gun and specific things like that, and it's pretty realistic. And I think this is where I completely skip the game. Yeah, so here I'm back again, actually picking another player. I picked this guy. Yeah, I'll tell you, the last game was about as average as a game can be. I'd say I played pretty average, but yeah, so we're in the game and we're actually playing this time. So I guess yeah. This is where I try to barricade this room up too because I really want to win this game. I don't remember if we win or lose, but when I start losing, I really want to win. I think something to keep in mind too, this is for myself too, don't think about yourself losing. I think we always play the best when we stop trying to play the best, if that makes sense. So like I found myself, especially when I was doing that 1v1 sniping, I found myself doing worse when I was too concerned with winning or trying to maintain my win because it distracts me and it doesn't let me like play comfortably. Because when I'm playing comfortably, I'll just do things naturally. And I think you want to get to a place where you're acting naturally when you're playing versus trying to do the opposite where you're trying to force a result. And I think that's something that you can easily get into when you're playing video games. At least for me, I find myself doing that. And so I personally am trying to not do that. But yeah, if you guys want to see this on the S23 Ultra, I can do a video on that too. But this, for instance, I've been pretty much doing games on this because this is my gaming device. If you'll notice, it's kind of cool to the left. They have that old TV. This really feels like a PS3 game. And it's crazy that we have PS3 quality graphics or even close to PS4 graphics on on our phones. Like, this is nuts. I remember back in the day there was a game called Brothers in Arms, and it was like the very first like shooter that I had ever found. There's a way to do it online too. It was really cool. I was like, man, a mobile shooter? Like, no way. You know what I mean? But even back then, like, the games were dulled down, right? I didn't know there was a hole in the floor, which is pretty sick. Maybe this guy, either there's a built-in hole in the floor, or they essentially just shot the floor up, or an explosion destroyed the floor. But like I said, if they ever do something, if Battlefield, for instance, not like I said, but I'm saying this now, if Battlefield ever decides to make like a game, I feel like that'd be so sick, especially for a mobile game, and they allow like object destruction even more so than this. Like, because I don't know if you guys remember when Battlefield 3 came out. That was probably when I was like a junior or senior in high school. But yeah, that game, or probably around senior year. But yeah, it's 2013 or 14, I believe. One of those years, or 15. I don't remember which one, but it was what am I saying? It was freaking sick, bro. It was cool because there was like complete building destruction. Like you could literally sit inside of a tall tower, like a huge tower with elevators and stuff. And midway through, like the building could just get destroyed at its foundations by like a tank or something. And then you have to jump and parachute out of the building. I thought that was so cool. Like you're super high up and you have to basically make a fast decision. Otherwise, you'll die from the building collapsing. Like, dude, that is amazing. Those kinds of like that was irritating right there. That's the one that was, yeah, I was like, dude, what? That was a bit bothersome. But yeah, the video is ending, so thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys, and leave a like, drop a sub, just let me know what you think, and yeah, have a good one, guys. Thanks. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I've been appreciating the feedback I've been getting, and as well as the likes and subscriptions. Keep it coming. We hit 850, which is a pretty big milestone. And yeah, I really appreciate it. We're going to getting closer and closer to 1,000, 150 away. It's kind of unbelievable. But yeah, have a good one.